What I'd like to do for you now is to take you through a quick demonstration of the reach and frequency module that's now available through the ADS system on tabonline.com. This is available to all TAB members. Let me take you here. Now if you log on to the ADS system, it'll take you to a logon page here where you can either log on to the audience delivery system or the reach and frequency module. If any of you are listening and you don't have a username and password, or you've forgotten what your username and password to the ADS is, you can just get in touch with us and we'll set you up with a username and password. Just so you know, you can access both the audience delivery system and the reach and frequency module. They're connected sites, but they actually operate separately, but it's easy enough to toggle between the two once you log in. So let me just log in here. And this will take you to the reach and frequency module. As I said, it's very easy to toggle between that and the ADS. You can just click on the Switch to ADS button in the upper left-hand corner if you want to use the ADS system. So the reach and frequency module basically is designed to allow you to put together a plan and look at the different reach and frequency metrics for that plan. You can start a new plan by clicking the New Plan button here. It takes you automatically to a new plan here. And what are we talking about when we are talking about a plan? A plan is basically comprised of a set of panels, which represents your campaign. And we define it by the market you're in, by the demographics that you're trying to reach, and by the campaign length. We also have an option to put in a cost set for your plan. So the way that the module is set up, basically you can go through these tabs here from left to right to set up your plan. So let me just demonstrate by starting selecting a market. For our example, let's just take a look at the Chicago DMA. And when this is done, we can actually compare this plan to the market averages, which Nick had shown in his last slide, just to give you an idea of the wealth of information that the new reach and frequency module provides. So once you've selected your market, you go ahead and select your demographics from the second tab here. Per Nick's example, he was illustrating adults ages 25 to 54 and males. So I'm just going to add that to my demographics here. And just for comparison purposes, I'll also include all people 18 plus. And we want all adults 18 plus here. So having selected your market and your demographics, the next tab here allows you to select which plan columns you want reported when you actually run your plan. These are basically the metrics that are available in the reach and frequency module. Nick covered some of these, but I'll just go through them really quickly so you know what the definitions are that we're talking about. This first metric is in-market impressions, which is just the number of times that people living in a specified market notice the ad or ads. This is impressions, which includes duplication. So if one person sees your campaign more than once, that's counted as many times as it's seen. And these are in-market, which means that they exclude people who are traveling into or through the market but don't actually live in the market. The second metric here, in-market target rating points, or TRPs. This is a one-week number expressing the in-market impressions as a percentage of the market population. In-market percent reach, as Nick had mentioned, this is the percent of the target population who notices an ad message at least once during the length of the campaign. And the in-market reach as opposed to the percent reach. This is the actual number of individuals living in the market who are reached. In-market average frequency. This is the average number of times anybody living in the market notices an ad over the length of the campaign. The planned TRPs is basically the same as the in-market TRPs, except the in-market TRPs is a one-week number. So the planned TRPs expresses the TRPs over the full length of the campaign instead of just 1 week. And finally, at the bottom here, we have cost per rating point and cost per thousand. These are used in the cost set information, where cost per point is the cost associated with achieving 1 rating point in a specific market, and cost per thousand represents the cost per 1,000 impressions delivered by the campaign. Now, if you have any questions about these definitions, or you want to look them up actually, you can get that information by clicking the Get Help icon here at the top of the page. That takes you to a help menu which has a glossary, and it also has useful information that you can use to guide you through using the reach and frequency module and also the ADS system. So this is a useful resource. If you have any questions about using any of this, it can help to guide you through that. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to include all these plan columns so we can see the information that comes out at the end. So having selected our market and demographics, you now have to select which panels you want to include in your plan. There's 4 different ways that you can put together a panel set. Optionally, you can select the units from the bottom here. This is set up rather similarly to the ADS, where you can select a filter, perhaps look up a unit number that you want to include, and then you can select the units that you want. Over on the left here, you see here I have 3 panels selected, and if I save this as a panel set, it'll use that in the plan. A few other ways that you can select your panels. You can actually, if you have a spreadsheet with the panels you want, as long as you have the tab panel IDs, you can import that directly into the reach and frequency system here using this section here. And you can even, if you've run a report on the ADS, you can port the panels in that report directly into the system. These are really helpful, useful ways that you may want to use. I'd like to show them to you, but first I'd like to show the demonstration of the module itself, and we can come back and I'll show you how you can import the information from a spreadsheet or from the ADS system. But for now, we actually have set up an example here. You see, if you actually already have a panel set saved, you can select those panel sets. And what we have here, we put together just for the purposes of this demonstration. We took a look in the Chicago market and selected a random set of bulletins that index highly for the composition of males 25 to 54. That was the example that Nick gave in the market average section. So by choosing this panel set, we're just going to take a look, and you'll see how we can compare the results of your campaign to the market averages. So I'm just going to select this Chicago panel set. And once it loads, it'll let us know. Okay, successfully assigned, and you see here we have 20 panels selected. Going to the next tab here, cost set information. This is optional. You don't need to have the cost set in order to run reach and frequency in the reach and frequency module. TAB doesn't have any cost information on our website, so this would be something that you may want to put your own cost information in here, or you may put whatever cost information you have available to you. Basically, this allows you to translate the campaign delivery and all the metrics of reach and frequency into actual cost information and cost per point information to the cost per the audience that's being delivered. You'll see in a moment when we run this plan that information will be listed out. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we actually have a cost set here, and we just imported this cost set directly from the numbers available in IMS and Telmar for the demos that we selected for the Chicago DMA. So I'm just going to add this to our demonstration. Okay. So having selected your market, your demographics, your panel set, and optionally your cost set, the next step is to generate the plan. So you can enter in any plan title that you want, and you can enter in a description optionally if you want to give yourself a little reminder of what was going into that plan. When you click the Generate Plan button, this will take you directly to the plan information, like so. And what this gives you here now in the View Plan area is this has the panels that I've selected and the metrics that I've selected. So here we see each panel of the 20 panels in our selected panel set, and we have the metrics listed out for each panel individually. And then at the bottom of this grid, in this row here called Plan Totals, we also see the total campaign delivery. Now, it's important to stress that the metrics listed for the individual panels are not additive to get the plan total. So you can't just add these and calculate the plan totals. Because of the many different factors that Nick had mentioned, which go into calculating reach and frequency, the totals actually depend on the specific panels that you include. So you may have two similar panels in terms of the numbers for each one, but you're going to get a different reach and frequency depending on the different factors that go into it. And what this means is that if you want to actually report campaign delivery, you really do have to use this reach and frequency software, either in our system or another system that supports tab at-home ratings. So let's take a look at the results that we have here for this particular 20-panel campaign. Here we have numbers listed for adults 18 plus. Let's say we wanted to take a look at the demo that we were looking at, which was males 25 to 54. You can toggle between demos up at the top of the screen here. And here you can see that we've actually selected panels that equal 100 weekly TRPs for males 25 to 54. So what are the results that we get here? We see that these units achieve a reach of 55.3% over 4 weeks, over a 4-week campaign, and an average frequency of 7.2. And what's exciting about this tool, now that we can put in these panels and get actual results of the campaign itself, we can compare these results to market averages and really see how this campaign does at meeting the campaign goals. So, for example, this campaign, if you compare it to the market averages that Nick had indicated, over 4 weeks, the average is a 50% reach, and this is achieving a 55.3% reach, so it's slightly above the market average. Whereas frequency, the average for males 25 to 54 for the market was listed at 8.2%. Here it's a little bit lower at 7.2%. So you're really getting real information that you can tailor to the needs of a particular campaign. Also, it's interesting to note that we were able to achieve these 100 TRPs for males 25 to 54 using just 20 bulletins, whereas, as Nick had mentioned, on the market average to achieve that level of exposure is 24 units. So in this case, we were able to achieve that with a little bit less inventory. But really, all that depends on the units which are being selected. So any one of the results that you're seeing here is sensitive to what's being included in the campaign. And a good way to illustrate that is using the system after you've run the plan. You're able to make adjustments to it. So, for instance, let's say I want to add a panel to see the impact on the plan. You can do that by clicking Add Panels, and it'll take you again to the screen where you can select units. And let's say you know a unit that you want to add. You could select your filter and enter the unit number that you want to include. Now, I happen to know what I want to include here. If you click Apply Filter, oops, I guess I don't. There we go. That's what I wanted. So if I wanted to add a panel to the plan here, you select that and you click Add Panel. And here you see now your grid updates with that additional panel included. So we see that the reach goes up from what it had been. Now the reach is increased to a 4-week 61.7% reach, and the frequency bumps up as well to 7.7. And you can also remove panels. Let's say you want to see the varying impact of what's being included. So in order to remove panels from this grid, you select the box on the left-hand side, and you can make those changes on the fly here. And the corresponding results are shown on the plan totals on the bottom here. All this depends entirely on which panels you're choosing. So you can you can really there's an awful lot of flexibility here. Also, another nice feature which is new to the ADS system is not only can you make adjustments to a plan after you created it and saved it, you can also save those changes. So if I click Save Plan, I can overwrite the original plan with these changes, or I can even save it as a new plan. So if I click Save Plan As, again, I can name this whatever I want here. And you can revisit your saved plans in the Reach and Frequency module in the My Plans section here. So if you go to My Plans, clicking the button on the left, your plans will be saved, and you can go back and open them up, and you can edit them as you wish. So that's a nice, convenient feature that we've added here. I'd mentioned that you can also include cost information. You can see that over here on the right-hand side of the screen. And so what this allows, in addition to allowing to see total campaign delivery in terms of the reach and frequency metrics, you can also see the information translated into delivery by cost and cost per point for the entire campaign. Additionally, you have the option in the module of adjusting cost information for individual units once you've run the plan. So there's an awful lot of adjustability here. For example, if you want to adjust your campaign length, it runs automatically to 4 weeks, but let's say we're talking about an 8-week campaign. You can simply type that in at the top of the screen, and that updates the campaign length, and all of the metrics at the bottom are adjusted concurrently. You can also, let's say you wanted to put in particular units are running for a different length. You can adjust that individually, and again, all of your results are updated automatically. So one final feature I'll mention after you've run a plan, you can modify demos using this button up on the top left. And that basically operates the same way that we'd seen before when we selected demos. You can add demos as you go into a plan. So that basically concludes my demonstration of how the reporting system here in reach and frequency works. I'd mentioned that I wanted to cover a couple of convenient ways that you can import panel sets. I'm sure that many people will find this convenient as opposed to going through and individually clicking panels. So for starters, if you happen to have a spreadsheet which has your panels that you want to include in your plan, as long as you have tab panel ID information, you can pull that directly into the reach and frequency module. In order to do this, you basically have to just list the tab panel ID information and save it as a CSV file, and that can be directly ported in. So just to demonstrate really quickly, here we have the same 20 panels that we had pulled for our report previously. All I need to do is remove the information except for the tab panel IDs. I'll just demonstrate that here. If I delete these additional columns and take our panel IDs, you don't want to have a column header either here because that can cause an error in the system. And now if you have this in an Excel spreadsheet, you can save this as a CSV file by going to Save As and basically select it. Instead of an Excel workbook, you save it as a CSV file type like that. Once you save that, you can import it directly into the reach and frequency module. So if I go to a new plan and select the Chicago DMA, you'll see that going to the panel section, I can now click Choose File here and select our CSV file here. You see this is a comma-separated values file, and import that into the system like so. And here we have our 20 panels that we have selected. The other option I mentioned, if you happen to have run a report on the ADS, there's a button now that you can send those panels directly into the reach and frequency module. I'll just demonstrate that very quickly here. In the My Report section, when you've run a report for the ADS system, you can view the report by clicking this link in the completed report section, and this will give you your panels. And you can select individual panels from within that report, or you can select all the panels by clicking the top left box here, and then clicking the Save Selected Panels as a panel set. You can name your panel set and import it into the Chicago DMA as we had shown previously. So these are just some of the features which we have available now on the reach and frequency. These are the basics. If you have any questions, as I'd mentioned, I recommend that you go and check out the help section. The Get Help section will have a lot of answers to your questions, and you can always get in touch with us. Any one of us will be able to help you, but if you contact Velvet Ross, here's her contact information. If you have any questions either about reach and frequency itself or about how to use the module, she'd be happy to direct your questions.